Good afternoon. So the benefits that we didn't die is to meet again. Over Lama, she says. When you meet friends or when you meet people whom you met before, meet again, then that's what very enjoyably Lama said that. And the benefits of not being dead is to meet again. So it's like that to us today. Tomorrow, not sure. Today, as far as today. It is a it is quite amazing to meet today that we all gather here again. Who were here last year, not last year, year before, huh? It is yeah. It is really amazing to meet. We meet again, or meet first time, or meet again. You know, for somebody meet first in this life, and the many others who met again. But not sure. Starting from, well, even tonight, can't say. It's difficult to say. Last time, one businessman, he used to, I met him a few times. He came to Kapon, I think. He came to Kapon. I met him. I met him one or two times before the course here, and after the course, well, he was fortunate enough. Didn't die during the course. After the course, I think he was about to leave, or not? Huh? Modern shudore. Modern shudore. $10. So he was in the car and leaving. So the car came hit. Yeah? Yeah, he was in the car. Yeah. Oh, this fell out. So he was already in the car, and already in the car to leave, but then another car came and hit, so he died there. So I heard, I don't know where I was. I think maybe Aptos or Nepal. I don't remember. I heard. I think he did come to Kapana, I think. So, and anybody who are here dead? Huh? Didn't die, others. So, very fortunate. It's amazing. Ah. Oh yes, Sophia. She was there? She was here? Oh. Sophia. One more. Sophia. She died with cancer. She died with cancer. But did great help to the FPMT organization. I met her in Taiwan. And she was that time she was already Buddhist. She was a journalist, Buddhist journalist, and we spent I think maybe 1 hour. She asked some questions. She was working for the benefactor who helped the FPMT. Funded for the office. So able to use because of that money for the Maitreya Project. And because of Sophia, I met Sophia, then she was working for her. So that's how I met the benefactor. So now she's going to start the Maitreya Project in Budgaya, going to start. And also, now before 50 story in the dream, we already built. Finished in dream. And so now that one finished. Now she's going to build it. Well, now become two. Now become two Maitreya Project. Before one, but now two. Because before 50 story, one, but now become two. That become two pieces, two Maitreya Project, one Buddha, 5 story. But they're going to be in the front. Why is one to keep Kalachara initiation, hoping. We had that idea a long time. To the initiation and to give teachings. And the Lama Tsongkhapa, the four great activities, Lama Tsongkhapa, 4 great activities that happened in Tibet. I don't think one is the Maitreya statue in Lhasa. He fixed and made an extensive offering I forgot name. That's one. Then other one's the Molam, the Sarah Che me Gatin Shata Chans Dribung Rosan Komang. You know, the largest monastery in Tibet, in Lhasa, around there. So, yeah, I don't think Benjamin Monastery, I don't think they come from but just around Lhasa, those major monasteries, you know, monks together, and then other group monasteries around there. I mean, but these monasteries together, the Molam, great great prayer, great celebration. Many things combined. So, you know, incredible. So, skill-wise, Lama Tsongkhapa organized. You know, the 15 days. 15 days. That Buddha has performed miracle power. Different days, subduing the different sentient beings, like such as Hindu 6 founders who always compete Buddha, complain Buddha, drinking milk and that's one thing. And then something. Yeah, that's one main thing. And then not much as criticizing Buddha. And so there were different beings who were subdued in those days, during the 15th day. So the special day is that during these days, as many of you know, that if you recite one Vajrasattva mantra, it becomes 100 million. If you give 1 rupee to a beggar, it becomes a 100 million rupee charity. If you make offering 1 barrel, 1 light, if you make offering 1 light, it becomes a 100 million light offering. If you do 1 prostration, it becomes a 100 million light offering. 100 million prostration. So that's because of the special day, because Buddha's the performing the miracle deeds. So Lama Tsongkhapa is so skillful. So during those days, and first thing, gather and do puja, the different prayers, to pacify their own the obstacles, to verify their own obscuration in karmas, and success of the success of Dharma study, the actualizing path, and that, and then also so many people come to pray. ask to pray. People died, people were sick, people who have problems, and some lay people come to ask for prayer, to make offerings to the monk during that time. So then the prayer, what they do is for everybody, for people who died, to pray, sick, and then difficulties, so forever. So then, I think after the debate, Samanamjan, President Parnavadika, Samanamjan in the morning, debate, then which is 4 chapters, I think. Samanamjan, proving reincarnation, and how Buddha is reliable, and how teaching is pure, all that, all the logical reasons. So it's not like blind faith like many religions in the world, blind faith. Not like that. There are proofs, the reason we ask, question the reasons. So like that, very deep. Then I can get a puja. Then so lay people, ordained or lay people, want to do offerings. Tea offerings, money offerings, food offerings, all that. And they do prayers. Then again, debate. I think President perfection of wisdom perfection. But President the teachings that although then I think puja, then in the afternoon there's a very long actual morning prayer. In the morning there is also the Garden Tiva. In the morning the Garden Tiva, regent of Lama Tsongkhapa give Buddha's life story, Jataka tells. Buddha's life story, how Buddha, sacrificed his life, for 3 countless great events, practice charity, practice morality, practice patience, practice patience, perseverance, concentration, wisdom. So, for 3 countless great events, not him, not him, not for himself. Not to aim his own happiness, not that. Not like us, not that. Purely us sentient beings, numberless helplings, numberless hunger cause, numberless animal, numberless human being, numberless asura being terms, all purely pass to free from the oceans of samsara suffering and to bring us to to bring us to the state of omniscient mind, to Sangye, the elimination of all the obscuration and completion of all the realizations. So purely only for sentiment. There is no, for my happiness. That's house. Gatan Chiba, his life story, Buddha's life story, say how three countless greatness totally sacrificed. No thought, no self-change, no thought seeking happiness for oneself, even for 1 second. Doesn't last even for 1 second. Only think of numberless sentient beings. That includes all of us here. That includes every one of you, me, everybody. What Buddha? Then become enlightened, just only for us. Then reveal Dharma. To inspire the monks or to inspire to this is how Buddha practiced, followed path. So the listeners, the monks, then to follow the path, follow the steps of Buddha. Follow after that. So for that reason, to inspire them to follow the footsteps of Buddha. Like that. And then I think afternoon, they do Matamika debate and the puja again. Then I think Vinaya, then maybe the puja. The Abhidhamma Kosha, right? Abhidhamma Kosha. So that. So it's amazing. Then monks and also so much later come make offering. You see, they collect. So you see, by arranging that, it gives opportunity for them to make offerings. So outside people coming to make offering. So can you imagine making an offering to 1 rupee to a monk, and becomes a 100 million rupee offering. Marriage, a person gets married like that. So that thousands. It's just even Sarah, it said, Sarah 7,700 monks from Sarah. Sort of, and I don't know others. So, amazing. Then they, debate what they've learned all their life, in the monastery, while they're following all the disciplines and everything, practice. Day and night. Wow, start. Memorized commentary, root text, and then take teachings, take teaching, then you start to debate, day and night. Wow. The abbot, Sarache abbot, he was the abbot when Tibet lost to Communist China, the mainland China. So that time abbot was again lost on to. he came to Pakistan, so he was able to come out of church with other monks, and he was able to at Pakistan for a long time. So when I see his face, Lama Tsongkhapa might be like that, with his thinking. Long ears, long face, tall body. He's one of the top. He's one of the top lineage one in Sarah. In Sarah Kadadibun, so one of the top, very top. Again, also want to learn it. You know, one of the top. Like Geshe Rinpoche's teacher, Gentapki, one of the top. So there are many, several in Sarache, Sarame, Garden, Shate, Changze, Rosan Gomata. So, you know, maybe 3, 4, 5 or something. So top. So I heard, or I saw in the book, when he was studying in Sarah Monastery, when he was studying in the monastery, didn't have food for 3 months. The black tea, just black tea, and then put sambal, little sambal on top for 3 months, like that. Like that. But not so much worry. Day and night, study. You know, the debate and the technology, so much mind is so much in that food. You know, that's not the main worry. So 3 months, black tea and put a little bit of on top. That. So did it start like that? So the many monks bear unbelievable, really sacrifice like hardships to learn Buddhism, to practice. Really, yeah, many have. So many of those become expert, very learned. So they, you know, to hear that those lamas, that those great teachers' life stories, very, very, very inspiring. Very inspiring. So inspiring. The comfort is there, not the kind of. That's not to be for example, in the West, comfortable with the top, you know, with the first top. But in the monastery learn Dharma, practice top, but you know, so that yeah, many learned ones or like that. Really incredible hardships. And Jabje Demalogy Rinpoche, their 2 books came out. 2 books came out. And one I read, much of it, Rinpoche sent. But there was another, the books, I got the books, so I was wondering who sent from the Novulinga, what's his name? the one who started no linga. I thought maybe he sent, because I knew him. So he wrote them, two books, Two Lives. So Rinpoche said that I don't remember. Yeah, kind of forgot. Even they don't have dinner. The monk taking care of Rinpoche since was not given dinner. Lunch and meat, not every day meat, only a few days or after a few days or something like that, but no dinner. There was a monk, elder monk taking care of Rinpoche. It's not Rinpoche teacher, elder monk taking care of Rinpoche. So that monk makes Rinpoche memorize, so much memorize, something like that. And then take teachings from Geshe Nyima, Ge Nyima, and Tongpa Rinpoche. Tongpa Rinpoche, very famous in Debung, Lusiling. Very famous. Very famous. And learned. Famous what? Not famous in boxing or not that kind. Famous in boxing or famous running or Buddhist philosophy in Buddhism. So Ge Nyima, great teacher, came to pass with Dhammasala, I think. Dhammasala was South Indian. I took the commentary. The judiciary 4-class Tantra did not finish. It reached the Kala Chakra part, but did not finish. The great teacher is one of the top, again, one of the top in Lusiling, top learned. And his only took teachings from him on the 4th chapter of the Abhisama Kalanga, in the Kulu Manali, the Kulu hot spring, so there. And the Geshe Rinpoche gave Lama Ishi and myself and Lama Juba to the Doji Atushita, who did 3-year Guya Samaji retreat. Also the commentary of the Heart Sutra. So Lama requested. But Rinpoche said he didn't have lineage, but he kept commentary. So Ge Nyima, who has a realization besides three principal paths, renunciation, Buddha, right Buddha, tantric realizations. That. Also again, when I was teaching in the South India, the Mongot, I was staying at his own Songbridge place, and they go there for teaching. So again, Nyima Rinpoche said, if you have a realization of generation state, then even sadhana is very long, even elaborate sadhana, very long description about mandala and all this. But even realization of generation state, then it's just second. Everything you see, and, you don't need to go everything like, everything happens like this. everything you see. So Satana becomes very short. Sadhana becomes very short if you realization. So that means we have to hurry up. we have to hurry up. so that the long sadhana becomes short. Anyway, his way of drawing is very special. So, he doesn't read the text. I read the text. I read text to read, So what it looks as, I read the text, and then Geshe-la explain. Like that. I read the text and then Geshe-la give commentary. So normally the teacher reads and explain, But here I read and Geshe-la explain. So it's very. So then this way, in my case, I don't fall asleep. It's very useful, very smart, very smart. So the Kunna Lama Rinpoche, great with the Saba from Kunna. So from whom his honor took the extensive commentary of the Bodhisattva book. Before that, monks didn't know, even met, but looks like Satu, looks some symbols. People didn't know who he was, his qualities. And he was a great Bodhisattva, didn't know. So he was living in the Satus, in River Ganga, living in the Satus. Satus taking him at the River Ganga. So he came to monastery. He asked room to stay. So the monks, the manager of the monastery, didn't know, so didn't borrow. So she slept one night outside with the guy, the Giluba monastery. The Giluba monastery that was built before Tibet was taken over by mainland China. Before that, Giluba monastery, that was the first monastery, long time ago. So he slept outside on the platform, the courtyard on cement. Slept night in there. So they didn't borrow, the monastery didn't borrow guest house. So then I think that tomorrow they gave guest house. Then I think after he started through the teaching, then he became very famous. Then there was people lined up like this from his room, people upstairs guest house, people lined up like this, then coming down through the steps. Oh, by the way, people lined up going to see him. It's like that. So I asked to give a Bodhisattva commentary to Master Arjun. And then Rinpoche didn't give a room. But when the Rinpoche gave commentary on the wisdom chapter, then I fell asleep. So therefore I have a lot of obstacles to realize emptiness. To realize emptiness, a lot of obstacles because that. Fell asleep, but Rinpoche started commentary on the wisdom chapter. So like that. So anyway, so kind. Then Rinpoche advised that time there was only one translation of Bodhisattva. The translator from Sikkim, Gaja Dawa Samdru, I think. Gaja Dawa Samdru. There was only one translation in English that time. So Rinpoche, at the end, Rinpoche said that I should try to first study well in Tibetan, also the English, then translate Bodhisattva. Even though there was already other translation, Rinpoche said, even though there's other translations. So, it was a long time ago. Hopefully to be able to soon. So that Rinpoche advised. So yeah. So in the front, the monks Ramon, the Maitreya Buddha statue. Then also one thing is one of the monks, see here they can see Maitreya Buddha, and also I want to. It wasn't there. It wasn't the first plan. It happened much later. Then to build a house for His Holiness there, because when after Lama passed away, I went to see His Holiness to show His Holiness the Lama relics, some that's really amazing. So I had to show His Holiness. And then there, I think it's been a long time, and then I think maybe didn't get to the very inside his own room, so I think didn't get to really take care of the very messy, the carpets all torn and the stuff. So then I thought to have a place there, a house for His Holiness. When His Holiness comes to give teaching on the material land, and then His Holiness can stay. So that's we planned. In Mongol, which has built rooms for His Holiness. So that's not terribly expensive, not like that. It's very comfortable, very good feeling, very nice, comfortable. Yeah. So the same architect is going to build his own place in the abbot of Neki, which is the disciple of Neki, now abbot of Ratu monastery. So it can help. So that. So even the Maitreya Project, Maitreya is only 5-story, but we have many things like that. The two happened because too long time the minister Ladu didn't give permit. Too long time. Then we we asked His Holiness to give to offer to ask different place to build a Maitreya Project. That time, the largest statue in the world, Afghanistan, was bombed. That statue, the standing one, that and the smaller one, both are bombed by the extremists, the Muslim. And so I was in Santa Fe, and then I saw in the picture their face was cut, you know. So I wanted to fix the face. And the family whose house I was staying, they lived there for many years in that area. So they know the caretaker. He rang, the father rang, and the caretaker said he's now very sensitive to struggle. Now, that's very sensitive, he says. And then after 1 month, bombed the two statues. This happened. Then the UP government wanted to have large Buddha statue, a replacement of that. So they asked His Holiness. I think they went to see, but they didn't get to see His Holiness. And second time they went and they saw His Holiness, and they explained His Holiness. And they were very excited, spend a lot of money to fix the roads. So His Holiness told me daily, they wanted to build large Buddha. Then Buddha, in the morning, His Holiness came for Sojong, the monks' Vinaya practice, compassion, the reviving, behind the stupa. Then just before that, His Holiness came inside the stupa and lit the golden bottle lamp to the Buddha, holding my hand, and then did prayer, then stretching a cloth. Then His Holiness did the divination. This side, it takes a half hour. It takes half hour by the one of the attendant, Kungala. Takes half hour because you have to wait. The inside there's the answers written. So all those different balls, you have to wait, and they have the same, have to be exactly the same amount of weight. So the prayer, so did, and I asked Marcel, also one thing is which statue to build, Maitreya or Buddha? Some people maybe complain to His Holiness, complain or explain Buddha instead of Maitreya Buddha. So then first question that Marcel said, which will come, you think? He said, Maitreya Buddha will come. So then His Holiness checked and came out Maitreya Buddha. It means asking Buddha to which one. So that's what it is. In front of Buddha in the Buddha stupa. That Buddha. So I think you have a picture here. So so there Buddha, we didn't have Buddha there because he didn't get, the minister didn't get permission for a long time. So we put a few places in the Kushnara. So His Holiness did, then Krishna came out. So Then later we found out Kushinaga was Kushinaga is place. In the future, when Maitreya Buddha comes into the world, Kushinaga will be the birthplace of Maitreya Buddha. As Lumini is the birthplace of Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, Kushinaga will be the birthplace of Maitreya Buddha. So it's very auspicious. So this is how it happened to now. So yeah, and that. So I was talking about Sophia, then started all this. Very sorry. So all that thing, that's what she did. Due to service kindness, all that, the great support for the organization, and now to start that, and many able to help many other projects, so many other projects, and also she translated our teachings into Chinese, and it's a very, very good, very, very good. But she did tell me she took the reincarnation. It wasn't actually to reincarnate in this way. Wasn't the main one, but somehow it happened. She mentioned that. It wasn't the main plan. It wasn't her main plan. So that I hope she's looking at us laughing. So there's two people who died so far. Who were last time in the course here. Now didn't have so. Then maybe there was another person. I'm not sure. Then. And then, then anybody asks here, who knows? Can be me, can be, by next year. Yeah, very much possible. Anyway, yeah. I heard there are two people who never heard Lamrim, who never heard teachings, before. And most welcome. Most welcome. Most welcome. Very wise. So, so I'm talking to mainly the two people here who haven't heard Dharma teachings before Lamrim teachings. So in the world, common people in the world learned, well, through kindergarten, primary school, then or college or university or whatever, all that done. But, looking happiness from outside, looking happiness from outside, not from inside, not from your mind, but not from one's mind, but from outside. To the 5 senses, looking for pleasure for the 5 senses. So, I'm saying just short. So, for example, so even one can provide external condition. For example, $1,000, $10 million, then try to get $1 million, then get $1 million, I don't know, $1 billion, then $1 trillion, $zillion, no, $1 zillion, $1 trillion, then what? Quadrillion, yeah. So anyway, even in case one did succeed, but you see, yes, even you succeed externally, you see, looking happiness from outside, yeah. But you see, supposed to be inner happiness to go higher, increase, but it's not happening. Increasing, not happening. And never find satisfaction. Second, never find satisfaction. Even you get million, billion, zillion, even trillion dollars. Yeah. So, besides not increasing happiness, you know? And Dharma, meditation, Dharma practice, the inner happiness, happiness of mind, happiness of success, sense, the mind, or the happiness mind, inner happiness, all increase through Dharma practice, meditation. Of course, not only by actualizing path, and then ultimate happiness, nirvana, sorrowless state. You achieve once, that's it. Doesn't exist. Nirvana, sorrowless state. Total liberation from oceans of samsaric suffering. Free from oceans of samsaric sufferings. Or you achieve that is one time. It doesn't go down. There's no cause. There's no cause, because cause of suffering is abandoned. It's totally purified. There is no cause of suffering. That mind which causes suffering is totally purified. So there's no cause of suffering. There's no result of suffering. There's no true cause of suffering. There's no true suffering. There's no true cause of suffering. That's just one time. You achieve is forever. Again degenerate again. Again, you choose drug, then mind goes kind of high, then again goes down. So then get happy to it's so difficult to control, so difficult. They have to steal the money from parents, from outside, that. So difficult. So not like that. For example, because nowadays they don't do, but before, several years ago, they show always picture of person in Time magazine, most successful person in Time magazine. So several years ago, quite a number of years ago, they used to show the man's picture on the American Time magazine on the cover. So there was picture. They show those times each year. So there was a picture of a most successful person in that year. That means that doesn't mean who has the most greatest happiness. Not that, not even that. Who made the most of money? Who made the most number of money in that year? So before he didn't have that problem, but after he got this million, after he got this huge amount of money, I don't know how many million, but after that, he was so scared to go outside. He did not have that fear before. When he didn't have all this money, he didn't have that fear to being kidnapped, being killed by other people. So much fear to go to expose outside. You know, and so scary like that. So because of the money that he has. So outside can't go outside like that. And living in the house highway, his mind is so worried, so much worried. He didn't that before. You know, now he got all those $1 million, so much, so much worry. Now even he live in the house, but mind is so much worry, you know, to lose and make so much problem. And then it talks about his life in the house, you know, his life is so messy, you know. Very messy life. His kind of inside life. Oh, so like that. So however, generally, see, looking at happiness from outside, you know, so even if he did succeed, you know, wealth in the world, to achieve the world. So more even succeed, but so much worry, so much competition that he might lose, you know, reputation, the competition, the world power, world, so much have in the mind, you know. So though there's no happiness, you know, so much fear. This. So I hear also the famous, you know, those famous singers, famous actors. I heard so much worry, you know, so much worry in the mind, you know, to lose and your power, even though you become so famous in the world, but still you have so much worry to lose. And some others become more famous. Oh, there's so much worry, I hear. I think maybe some person, somebody I know, you know, like that. So, and also, as you become so wealthy, more and more wealthy, also more stingy, more attached, more governance, more governance. Oh, more miserliness, more attachment, more miserliness than before. More your world. There's also, not necessarily everyone, but generally also that also happens. That also happens. So you see, like this. So many actors and singers and many others commit suicide. So therefore, commit suicide. So much worry and problems. They commit suicide. Why happen many is like that. Like that. Do you see? Looking for pleasure for the five senses, but the mind, the pleasure for the mind, you know, so doesn't have. So inner mind is so much suffering, you know. So when the mind is so much worry, fear, problems, so much, then you see thousands of dollars food you eat, you know, cannot enjoy. So thousands of dollars food or dress or even the hotel or apartment or you know, register, most expensive you stay. It's like no difference between living in prison. You know? No difference between living in prison. Mind is the sixth and mind is there. So much what you feel, so much, you know. See, so the five senses, how much pleasure you get, you know, most rich house is there, and food you eat, dress. There's no enjoyment. You have no enjoyment. It's like living in a thorn bush. You know, you leave your naked body inside a thorn bush or in the prison. You know, when the mind is so full of problems, so much mountains of problems, worries. So it's like that. No enjoyment. This I'm telling just very simple, short introduction. So they want you know, the mind is really happy, you know, really enjoying, really happy, so satisfied. Even you have nothing, mind is so satisfied. You know, through Dharma practice, meditation, through Dharma practice, under Dharma practice, Dharma, meditation, through Dharma, so happy. So, even though for the five senses, even you are living in the grass house, hay, grass house. Oh, no tea, just drink water. Nowadays, many people drink water all the time, day and night. So, even there's not much, but knowing Dharma, practicing Dharma, mind so satisfied, so happy. So it doesn't matter, even though, you know, like that, but so happy, satisfied. So you can enjoy. Even if you live in a grass house, even if you want water to drink. You know, that's hardly any food. But mind so satisfied, so happy. So without understanding Dharma, practice Dharma with the meditation, sixth conscience, the mind. So much suffering. How much pleasure with five senses. Can't enjoy. Same as I gave an example, mind living, body living on thorn bush. That's the symbol, that. The beggar do not have. Beggar, you just beg food every day to eat, you know, beg food. There's not so much to worry as a billionaire, zillionaire, trillionaire, all those people, you see. Even there's no physical suffering, but the mental, so much suffering. I know, you know, rich people. after you meet, this I'm talking from my experience, rich people, you talk 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then after slowly, then you hear suffering. You 10 minutes, 15 minutes talking, then slowly you hear the suffering of that problem of that. So in the world, much like that. So even looking outside, all this in a house and cars and all that. So, but there so much other sufferings, worry, so much of that. So you talk, then after a few minutes, then you hear, then you find out like that. This is my experience. So sorry, what time now? Time to stop. It's really chola yiji dungande taman namla lujeso dungan yiji jitindi nyeri jamache. So what is saying here? By Ayadeva, great holy being Pandit, great scholar, holy being. I added in a scholar. Nowadays there's so many scholars involved, but I added here holy being. The extra things, holy being, Bodhisattva, holy being, ultimate good-hearted, holy being. Papala Aryadeva said in the Madhamika 400 stanza, Umashijava, middle way, 400 stanza. So the devas, like, not the devas, but human, higher, higher human, the rich, higher, in a higher position, rich, the men's suffering, not body, but mind. Chola yiji tungandes. Taman namla lujesos. For the ordinary beings is the body. Suffering, men's suffering, the body, not the mind, body. So the suffering of body and mind, the true suffering, true sufferings destroys every day. The true sufferings destroys and day by day, destroys day by day in this world. So that's what sentient beings or living beings in this world suffers. So mental suffering and physical suffering. So destroys day by day in the world. So just by the Ayadeva. Yeah. So I tell you, even though you finish university, all that, yes, scientists and this, yes, yeah, so much education, yes, but most people looking at happiness from outside, for the senses, five senses, not the six senses, five senses. Looking at happiness. Okay, so that is the happiness doesn't increase, higher, and can never find satisfaction. Can never find satisfaction. Okay. Therefore, you want happiness, you don't want suffering. Yes. And then you learn Dharma, meditation. To stop suffering from your mind. To stop all the suffering from your mind. To achieve happiness, all the happiness, not only this life, happiness in next lives. And liberation from oceans of samsara suffering. Ultimate happiness, never change. To achieve that from your mind. Achieve that from your mind. Then peerless happiness, total elimination of obscuration and complete realization, sangye Buddhahood. To achieve that from your mind. There are so many levels of happiness. There. So this, therefore, need to learn Dharma. Need to learn Dharma meditation. Okay. So like that. And then other thing is there's no proof. There's nobody who discovered, realized there's no reincarnation, there's no karma. There's no continuation of mind before this, there's no continuation of mind after this. There's nobody who realized, discovered. But there are numberless beings who realized, who discovered reincarnation, mind, continuation of this mind existing before, and there will be continuation of mind after this life. So there are numberless beings who discovered, who realized that. There's so many children, old people, through meditation you can remember past spiritual life, yours, others. 100 lifetimes, 1,000 lifetimes, all like that, deeper, as you actualize path, bhumis, bodhisattvas, bhumis, all like that. So, there are more and more, millions of children, all that. So therefore, okay, now other thing is this. Now, you see, for example, when the death happens, you have a scientific knowledge, you have this, you have learn, yes, but when you die, that day, there's nothing to benefit. There's nothing there to help you. There's nothing there to help you, to save you from suffering. Consciousness taking suffering realms, reincarnating in suffering realms. Worse than this, other suffering realms. Migrating. So there's nothing, all you will learn in the life, when you die, there's nothing to benefit you. Nothing, no connection, nothing. So sad. Nothing to benefit you. What is? So, Dharma practice, meditation, is to benefit you that time. One example of that time to save you, protect you from suffering, reincarnation suffering realm. To not become worse, to get higher, more happy rebirth. To get higher, more happy rebirth. More you can even more to learn Dharma, to practice, to have realization, to benefit more, to benefit greater to others, to other sentient beings. So you go up, you go higher and higher. Then the sorrowless state, or then the state of omniscient mind. Buddhahood, the Sangye Kubang, the state of total illumination of obscuration and complete development, realization, nothing more to gain. There's no obscuration, so you have a full understanding. So quality to help, to perfect help the sentient beings. So that's all. So to help when you die, to help your mind, protect from reincarnating, transmigrating, reincarnating in the suffering realm. Worse than this. The helping ghosts, animal, to save mind from that. So, the meditation, Dharma. So, the biggest way to help all the living beings by developing your wisdom, compassion, and then complete omniscient mind and perfect power on the compassion or the sentient beings. Then you do perfect work to the sentient beings, numberless sentient beings in each realm, free them from oceans of samsara suffering, and bring them peerless happiness, the state of omniscient mind. That's the biggest way. That's the biggest way. Benefit. So here, practice not only Buddhism, but Mahayana Buddhism. Or the goal is that. So therefore, it's something most unbelievable to enjoy. So I like that. Okay. So I start here. Sorry, I talked a lot of garbage. Yeah. Chanju sanjuru vesima jiwana ji jeba nyamba meba yukone kon. Sho jewa diya nida da Lama sanje tuyana towa. Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much.